said something earlier, and I wasn't sure if you was joking or not about Joel Embiid when we was talking about him hitting the reporter.
It wasn't a girl.
Not the girl part.
Oh. That shit was sitting in the soul.
No. I'm talking about the fact that a reporter, Marcus Haynes is his name, who's a dickhead, right? Everybody knows he's a dickhead in Philly, right?
Good friend of mine.
Yeah, I could. That tracks. That totally tracks. So,
wow. I'm joking.
He wrote a piece about Joel Embiid, and he mentions Joel Embiid's dead brother, his brother who died in a car accident, and his toddler now son, who he named him after. And he basically was saying you named your kid after your deceased brother as a way of honoring him. And then he basically saying you're not honoring your legacy.
It was a hit piece.
It was a hit piece. And it's like, if you want to criticize Joel Embiid for not playing or whatever, although I think he needs to sit out. I think Joel Embiid plays hurt all the time. He does the best he can.
The new Ben Simmons.
Nah, night and day. Night and day. Night and day.
Night and midnight. Dusk. Night and evening.
Joel Embiid is
totally different, my nigga.
Yeah, I mean,
totally fucking different.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here, man. Joel Embiid was the MVP of the league.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Come on, man. Joel Embiid is a beast. But if you want to criticize his game like any athlete, you can, but you don't mention his family. So he goes to the press room, and when they have an argument or they have a conversation, he's like, yo, if you do this again, I'm going to react, and I'm willing to go with whatever the consequences.
Whatever come with it, I'll take it.
And Marcus Haynes, being a dickhead, starts going back and forth with him. And at some point, Embiid pushes him. He ain't punch him. The initial report said he slapped him or he punched him. He just pushed him. I'm not saying that it's
a push is better than a punch or a slap.
Especially if you're 7'2", 300 plus pounds. Yeah.
7 foot nigga smack you. His whole hand be on your whole face.
I'm definitely
left ear, bro.
And it'll be a beautiful funeral.
Oh man, yeah.
Man, come on, man.
Yo.
I was like, you know what? I'm a nonviolent. I'm an advocate of nonviolence, but if you start doing that, I understand. I understand why Joel Embiid would do that.
What say you and you?
About what?
The topic just presented by
Mark.
I also understand. I wouldn't have done it, but I understand.
Yeah, I wouldn't have did it, but I'm not mad at him for doing it. Like, because again, the fact that he even said, "Yo, listen, I'm with whatever comes with this." Like I've assessed that already.
Because he didn't want to play anyway. So
He'll be back this
I'm
week.
suspended. Hey,
he told you, hey, no back to backs.
He'll be fine.
So the gig is not the gig.
The gig is not the gig.
I think all bets are off when you start talking about my fucking kid
Yeah,
and
my dead brother?
That's not my point. I'm not saying that. I'm still
on
saying.
other shit, y'all be saying, yo, the gig is the gig.
Don't say y'all, because you hear what I'm saying.
No, I've heard both of y'all say the gig.
The gig is the gig.
Hold
on, let me
just
finish. The gig is absolutely the gig, meaning that there's going to be levels of criticism, whatever the case may be, that's going to come with that. That's the gig. Now, the person that's running their mouth saying if they decide to cross lines, you have to be prepared to whatever comes with that too.
Sure. Right. And this wasn't the first time either, which was Joel's point. Like this continues to happen. And this writer in Philadelphia is known as a writer that nobody likes. Like nobody comes to his funeral, kind of nobody likes.
Yeah. It's not like Embiid is out there just running around smacking anybody that got something to say about him. That's the gig being the gig. If you're crossing a line over here, he felt the need to step to him.
And I respect it.
And doing it with the purpose of being antagonistic.
Yeah. Yeah, because even in the press room, he was antagonizing him more. You know what I mean? Because he was like, look, I don't care what you think. He's like, yes, you do care. You know what I mean? He was trying to get a rise out of Joel Embiid. And a lot of people, a lot of reporters don't report fairly. And a lot of them, especially sports reporters, and a lot of them, they make it personal. And all I'm saying is, as even when I used to write music, is like, don't make it personal. Make it about the music.
Wait, what did you say?
What you wrote?
What'd you say?
I was a music journalist.
Oh.
No, not a musician. I'm saying.
That's not writing music.
That's writing about music.
We were talking about, I thought the context was obvious. I was talking about journalism. We were talking about journalism.
I thought you were a composer.
I was flummoxed.
I thought you had some bars and something that you laid
no
down.
bars.
If
No
Mark
bars.
had a demo out there.
In honor of Quincy Jones.
Nah, no demos. I'm just saying, but when I would do music reviews, even if I don't like the artist, I'm not going to, it shouldn't come through that I don't like the artist. And I shouldn't mention your family, I shouldn't mention these personal things. But some people do it. And I never liked that.
And people do it to get a reaction out of you or to get a rise out of you. Okay, well, you got the reaction.
Right.
Now you looking for a nigga, you found a nigga.
Right. Is there nothing somebody could say to make y'all go past that line? Because I know y'all said I wouldn't do it, but what's the line?
Who said they wouldn't do it?
Well, Joe.
I said that.
Oh, yeah.
Say?
And I said that too.
There's nothing nobody could say to me to make me get physical with them.
No deceased relative,
Not at all.
nothing
No.
about your kids.
And depending on what deceased relative. I had smoke with some of them.
You might be rolling with him.
You know, that nigga was a piece of shit. Wasn't he? Owe me money still. No, there's nothing nobody could say verbally to make me get active.
But you
None in
gotta
the world.
understand where they coming from. They coming from the black Twitter. They coming from vlogging and doing all of that stuff where that shit was cool. It was encouraged. It was cute. That shit ain't cute. So you could get punched in your motherfucking face if you say the wrong thing.
And if you do that, be prepared for what comes with that.
And that's all I got to. You just got to be prepared for that.
1,000%.
I come from the elementary school era of your mother.
And when you said it, before you got the out, a nigga fist was in your motherfucking face.
And then the one nigga who mother died,
Yep. That was
when
always
it
the
was said to
excuse.
him, what happened?
Had the
niggas'
ratchet,
mothers was
killed the
alive,
substitute.
nigga. You said a nigga mother, they mother was alive, and you was getting punched in your face.
I mean, I've seen
These
the
internet
opposite.
niggas don't get punched in the face, and so that's why they feel as
But
if they
I
are
agree with
entitled
that
to
100%.
say certain
now,
shit.
well, where do you stand on that?
I agree with that 100%.
Fuck out of here.
Punching niggas in
and
the
I
face
think- I
over
think-
comments.
Not exactly. This is what I'm
Yes.
saying. I'm saying
Be prepared for what come with it.
there's two people deserve to get punched in the face. I agree with Joe that we don't necessarily need to be the imposers of the karma, but they deserve to get punched in the face. And if more people got punched in the face, they would be a lot more careful with things that they say and do.
I look at that shit as a scale. Is it worth it? So yeah, cool. People have said a bunch of shit that they deserve to get punched in the face over. Now, go punch them in the face. Is it worth what comes with that?
But you don't look at it,
And
yo,
the
when
answer
you type that ignorant shit, is it worth getting punched in your fucking face?
Let me finish. I play things out. Yes, it is worth it. You should get punched in the face for that. Now, I go punch you in the face. What happens next? Is all of that worth it? Let me finish. For me, majority of the time, 99.9% of the time, the answer is no.
That's a high number.
It is a high number. It's not worth. Again,
Mine is higher than his.
Mine's way lower than
Mine
that.
is way lower.
100% of the time, I'm not putting a hand on you over nothing you said.
I'm not saying you. Everybody don't feel like you.
I'm only speaking for us.
Yo, dog, sometimes the relief of punching you in your motherfucking face felt good, nigga, and I take the community service.
I hate when
I
you
agree
preach
with
things that you're not about.
Who not about it? You out your fucking mind. Nigga, the nigga that said something about my family, I invited him to the park to put his fucking hands up. Nigga, I am about it.
Listen to me.
What you talking about?
But-
no,
and you're-
dog.
so
Well, listen to me.
hold on,
No,
one
stop,
second.
stop,
So
stop,
right,
stop, stop.
right,
Just gonna
right, right.
Yo, listen to this.
But I'm not trying to be funny. Him
No.
inviting somebody
Hold
to the
up.
park and
Wait,
him
wait.
driving to the park to get this done is not the same thing.
It's not the same thing, but if that nigga would have gave me his location, I was going to the park. But Ice, you was a troll and you used to say mean, mad shit about people. So you not looking at it from their perspective. You looking at it from yours. So the same thing that somebody could say, yo, when you sit behind that computer and you type your fingers away, be prepared for what comes along with that. You only looking at it once a nigga get punched in the face. Let me finish, like you said. Like when a nigga punch you in the face, you gotta be prepared for the consequences or whatever that recourse may be. When you sitting behind a motherfucking computer and you typing shit and the nigga see you in person, you gotta be prepared for what comes with that.
Hey, Ish,
Yeah.
who you talking to?
You
I have been prepared for that.
You wasn't prepared.
I was prepared.
He wasn't.
What are you talking about? I sat there. There's a particular rapper that I said, yo, when I saw him, we had a conversation, and if he felt like he still wanted to take it there, I had to eat that.
I know.
That's prepared. That's understanding what comes with what was said.
And
that is 1,000%.
And I want to
That's-
offer.
It's other scenarios.
I want to
We'll
offer
keep
some
them-
more
we'll keep them
pushback.
in
I
the
don't care
tub.
that Ish is yelling at me and
I'm
think
not yelling
trying
at
to,
you.
I'm not trying to offend you.
I don't even take it as a offense.
I think
And
that,
but can I
think
just ask him one question real quick before you go? Real quick. I wanted to ask you.
Go ahead.
That person that invites you to the park, or that you invite to the park because of, you didn't like what he said online. He gives you that address. You show up at the park. You punch him in the face. You feel relief for doing that. He go press charges and you miss time away from your daughter. Was it worth it?
Yes.
Then we are two different
you just
people.
took my point.
We are two different
You
people.
just took my point.
And God
Yo,
bless you.
so
Kai.
look,
I
hold
do
up.
not believe. All right,
Because
y'all
he's
have the
fronting.
1v1. Go ahead.
How am I fronting?
Because when you was online saying X, Y, I don't. All right, Ice, you was online saying X, Y, Z about niggas, right?
I was online saying, no. My trolling outside of two people only came from critiquing y'all music. And y'all didn't like it. But go ahead.
You were online saying shit about people,
Yes.
Saying things that were mean.
bro. You were saying more shit about niggas than that was just about music too. You fronting.
I'm not fronting.
You
I'm
are fronting.
Was it was personal? You saying?
Yes.
About one in particular, very personal. I was wrong. Very personal.
And
Go ahead,
them
go ahead,
niggas
go.
was looking for Ice.
Correct.
So if you was built on standing in what you were saying, when them niggas was looking for you, you would have came outside and said, "I'm right here."
I was still outside ish. They showed up at a spot that I wasn't at the time.
And guess what you
I
did?
was still outside. I still went back to that spot. Did I not?
I didn't know they was looking for you at that time, but
Did I still go back though?
yeah. But if you was
Okay, so what are you talking
So
about?
if you was in there on that particular day, you walk outside.
If I was in there on that particular day, probably not. I'm outnumbered. What the fuck is you talking about?
No.
It's also a thing called moving smart.
True.
If I'm outnumbered and yo, them niggas is outside in a van looking for you, no, I'm not going. I'm right here.
Which means you
What's
ain't
up?
really ready to stand on what you was saying.
But if
and do
they
that same
caught
shit.
me, I have to stand on that, and I accepted that. Cool. I'm not walking into the mousetrap.
I get what he's saying.
See, that's why I said we need clearer definitions on what stand on be meaning. We just need clear definitions.
If you saying, yo, I did
I'm
X,
not going to look for
I
it,
did X,
but-
and whatever come with it, I'm ready and prepared to face it head on. That's standing on it. If I said this about your mother, if I said this about your kid, if I said this about somebody, and when I see you, I'm ready to stand on that, that's what that means. I'm standing on my square. It ain't mean that when them niggas pull up, I could go hide in the bathroom or I could go out the back door.
whoa.
I'm not saying you did
Oh,
that.
okay, clear
I
that
could
up,
go
though.
hide in the bathroom. If you was there, you wouldn't have came outside.
That's not hiding in the bathroom. I'm still sitting there at the bar.
You wouldn't have been at the bar when them niggas would have came.
I wasn't there.
He'd been behind the bar.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I'd have made a phone call to tell you the truth.
He'd been in
You wanna-
ice trip.
You want to know what really would happen? I'd have made a phone call.
In closing, in closing for me.
Get up here now.
In closing for me, y'all can fight about it a little more.
Ain't
What
no
I'm
fight.
saying is this. What separates me from some of the street niggas that I refer to is simply risks that we're
Assessment.
willing to take.
True. Risk reward assessment.
That's it.